It's Week 6 of the National Football League. And coming up, we'll see Kenneth Walker, your standard at running back this season, pacing the league in rushing. It's the Seahawks and the Colts, and it's all up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Colts, they come in pretty desperate here for a win as they've started the year 0-5. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their quarterback now in his 3rd season in the league.
And this is a game for grit, determination, and somehow finding a way not to panic. What a horrible start for them. I mean, they haven't won a game yet. So now, as a quarterback, you're not just talking to your team. You've got to demonstrate to them what they need to do to win. He's got to be the leader by how he plays.
Yeah, that's just a solid, good physical run there as he motors for 9 yards. From the 35, here's 2nd down and a yard. Richardson off the play fake. This pass left side to Downs. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. That's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. A gain of 11 that time and a Colts 1st down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Back to Taylor on 1st down. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play and move on.
Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
Here's Richardson to throw. This one completes Alec Pierce. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27, no 1st down. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And Gay knocks this one through, and the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they moved the ball on the ground because we know that that was one of their big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
I still remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia. He was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
trucks over him. Still fighting for more. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
The numbers for him from a week ago, a boatload of carries, up over 130 yards and a touchdown.
I think he's exactly where he wants to be coming into a game, partner, because he has to still be riding the momentum from last week when he broke the century mark in rushing and had one of his best individual efforts of the season. I would expect that there's more from him on the way after that type of a game, and I know his teammates and coaches, they feel exactly the same way.
11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Walker now on 1st and 10. It was Kwity Paye who made the stop coming off the edge. The Seahawks at 2-3 here to begin the new season. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset, being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
53 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Walker with another carry.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. And from the gun, here's a handoff to Charbonnet. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. The defense was ready for the run-pass option, diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
Throwing now is Geno. They'll set up a screen to Charbonnet. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 yards on the second down screen play. A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Out of the gun, Smith. That is caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up with a 1st and goal.
They'll motion out one of the tight ends. Walker is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. Walker once more. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Ken Walker with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. Well, first quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Extra point up and through by Myers, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Sheds off the tackle. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Richardson shotgun on 3rd down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Pretty good location there on that throw.
It really was, wasn't it? That was likely one where the receiver was either going to catch it or no one. Really good decision. And, boy, what a catch and move right there.
And a tough spot to get it over the middle. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Off the option, here's Taylor. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down on the Seahawks 46-yard.
Now it's Richardson. That's complete. It's Adonai Mitchell. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
So now from half the distance closer, here's 1st and goal. Flush to... And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Anthony Richardson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Colts are able to move back in front.
He didn't originally want to run, but he didn't see anything in the passing game, so he scrambled, and wouldn't you know it, he scores a touchdown anyway. It's awfully nice to have a quarterback who can make things happen with his legs.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it was Anthony Richardson who took it into the end zone to finish things off. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The Seahawks offense, led by their running back, headed out for the 2nd possession. And he's run well here the first half of the season, no doubt. You can see the graphic. NFL leader in rushing coming into the weekend. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Yeah, boy, here's a sight you don't want to see. Ken Walker injured on that last play. Ball on the 39. Here's the 2nd and 8. On the toss to Charbonnet. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. And now a handoff to Charbonnet. Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. Powers through. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Here comes Jonathan Taylor and his teammates. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, trying to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Second down, another run with Taylor. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. 2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. Richardson working from the gun. A short throw pulled in by Woods. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And now a stoppage, and it looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. First and 10, Taylor now. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
Without the previous penalty, that would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. They work now on 2nd and 9. And, Charles, you wonder about this defense coming in. I mean, look, it's no secret they're playing a team that's down on its luck right now. Losers of 5 straight. How does that change how you prepare for a game?
Well, to me, the first thought is you just get after them early, right? Take away any chance of them building any confidence. But the second thing is you prepare a little bit differently. You've got to expect this team to take chances, go for it on 3rd and 4th downs, run a lot of trick plays, anything to try and break their losing streak. So you must stay alert and stay aware.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 24-yard line.
Remember, Brandon, he ran for a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. Over the middle, that's caught by Taylor. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. 2nd down and 8. Play action. Now Richardson. Touchdown, Colts. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Did you see how the linebackers froze for just a second? That's why you run play action. You want to keep them rooted in the spot and create a little bit of extra space so your tight end can find some room behind them. And then the quarterback finds his target downfield, and he turns it into 6 points.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Seahawks 7.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Kenneth Walker headed back out there.
And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat, make sure he touches it a few times, but as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up?
First down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Charbonnet.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Good yardage there on first down, exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
They'll fake it. Now Smith. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
Now Jonathan Taylor and the Colts offense retake center stage.
He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Richardson. Buying time to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
Oh, a lot of credit to the play caller here. He saw the design in his mind and implemented it. A little zone stretcher here because they started the tight end on the left side of the formation and sent him on a crossing route. And this works really well when you can find that space between levels, and they were able to do so for good yardage.
Now Geno. Open man is Barner, the tight end. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that'll make it second down.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the Colts 41-yard line.
Geno now to throw. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Here's Smith. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A first down and then some. Give them 29 yards.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Smith completes this to Callaway over on the right side. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 7-yard line.
Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle. The false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
Off of play action, here's Smith. And probably the wise decision there. No one open, he just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. Now here's Jason Myers. He gets set for the Seahawk field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Myers' kick is good. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. So here are the Colts to take over. They've dropped 5 straight coming in, so right now cherishing this lead. And they've got the football as well, 1st and 10. Richardson looking to throw. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 39-yard line.
Richardson to throw off play action. And that's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Yeah, Richardson back to throw it. This pass reeled in by Hull. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They'll begin here with a run with Charbonnet. And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Here's Smith. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Smith now to throw. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Looking for Woods again, and he finds him. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Here now, 2nd and 4. Richardson out of the shotgun. Over the middle, the catch made by Mitchell. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Richardson. Escapes the defender. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. 1st down, 18-yard gain. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Anthony Richardson, his 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Colts will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Well, Charles, he's already proven that he's not afraid to tuck that football down on the option, and he's into the end zone for the 2nd time in the game.
And that's exactly what you need from your quarterback. The ability to run the ball fearlessly. And in fact, many quarterbacks will tell you running the football doesn't scare them. Standing in the pocket and taking blindside hits, that's what terrifies them.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Back out now comes Kenneth Walker and the Seattle offense. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not through any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen, put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well. Throwing now is Geno. Over the middle, complete. It's Young. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. That's over the middle and caught by the rookie. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
No receivers open, so who's forced to put that one into Puget Sound? That's a great job defensively blanketing those receivers, and ultimately, a smart idea by him just to get the ball out of there.
Escaping the pressure right. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Colts offense and Anthony Richardson ready for this next possession. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead.
Now the Colts will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10.
Richardson looking to throw this. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half.
On 3rd down, here's Taylor.
And the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Jordan Love leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, let's hop over to New England. Check out the Patriots at home in Foxborough. And they couldn't get the job done as they fall to the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson, a touchdown pass in the victory. Finally, we finish at MetLife Stadium to see what's going on with the Jets. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers. Justin Fields, excellent in the victory as his guys run their mark to 4-2 on the year. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd.
Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD. Down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense has thrown at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
Throwing is Smith.
They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Smith. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10.
Straight ahead, Walker.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets them 9 yards and a first.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
From the gun, here's Smith. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
72 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
And going right back to Walker.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
And that's good for another Seahawks. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. A pretty decent gain on the tough run before he's brought down at the 25.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Here's 2nd and 7.
Now Smith. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go over the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
The Colts D sticking to their assignments, and that brings up 4th. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the 2nd half.
They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 31-yard line.
Now it's Richardson. A short throw pulled in by Woods.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
It's a gain of 3. 1st down, Colts.
Here's Richardson to throw.
Eluding the pressure right. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the 1st, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
1st down, Indianapolis.
To the right side, this is Taylor. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook that can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Option play, a give to Hull.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Shakes off the sack.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
Now the ball now going back over to the Seattle Seahawks offense. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
Back to Walker on 1st down.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
They'll fake it. Now Smith steps away. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on 2nd down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for a first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a 1st down.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on for the 5th time here today. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And boy, before the drive even starts, here's a timeout. Wow. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. To the right side, complete to Taylor. Takes this one up past the 20 after he's able to make a man miss.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Richardson.
Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8.
Back to throw. Richardson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turns into a nice play.
And it's intercepted.
Picked off by Kobe Bryant.
And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Kenneth Walker headed back out there.
He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah.
Looking right side, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Justin Simmons. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Quick throw completed by Richardson.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
Holding. Offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Looking to throw. Richardson.
Connecting over the middle with Downs. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
At the 27-yard line.
From the shotgun, Richardson.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
Flushed out right. It's a gain of 9 yards, and it'll be 4th down.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
Matt Gay now gets ready for the field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. Gay's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Seahawks offense and Kenneth Walker set to take over once more. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him.
They need 18 yards here on 3rd down.
They'll look to throw here. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Oh, he shifts past him. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd and 7. Off play action. Richardson. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to make it 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline.
The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4. Completes this to Callaway over on the right side. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
That's good for a Seahawks. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Up the middle, here's Walker.
And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
2nd and 5. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
Oh, hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover.
2nd and 10.
Up the middle, here's Taylor.
And he's going to get this pretty close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks 39. The Colts on 3rd down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation when they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it
or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
From the gun, it's Taylor.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard.
They run once more with Taylor.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Pickup of 2 yards. And the Colts first down.
Oh, the option to give to Taylor here.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
He was brought down there by Julian Love. 2nd and 6.
Second and 6.
And they'll go to the air now with Richardson.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Richardson looking to throw.
To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, Richardson back to throw it. That's another one complete to Mitchell.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Matt Gay now gets ready for the field goal try. This to make it a 3-score game late. And Gay knocks this one through, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
And Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10.
He was defended by Kenny Moore.
He'll look to throw.
Open man is Barner, the tight end.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Brings up 3rd down.
Oh, and the hard count might have got him. This might be a first down.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. Looking to throw.
He completes this to Walker. Finding room at midfield.
And finally brought down at the 43. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
And that's good for another Seahawks. 1st and 10 at the
Again, he'll drop to throw.
He'll get this complete to the tight end Barner.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the Colts 39-yard line.
Back to throw again. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory.
116 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Second down, another run with Taylor.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
That one a first down pickup of 8. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Off the option, here's Taylor.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Again, it's Taylor.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. They give to Taylor out of the gun.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space.
So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Colts, it'll be a much happier locker room here as they get that first win after 5 straight losses to start the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And now they'll head to the bye week as they'll be back in action in Week 8. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.